Hi guys, my name is Mayank and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about news. I think there was a time when I used to consume news so much. Like I used to wake up in the morning, I used to read newspapers, and then I used to read news on my phone in various apps throughout the day. And even I would end the day with reading some news because I always felt that there was so much information to be gained from it. But a few years down the line, when I realized that it is actually not being helpful but it is being harmful to me, I reduced the consumption of the news a lot. Today I have reached a stage where I don't consume any news, and I feel that it has greatly given me a lot of clarity in my life, and it has given me benefits even if I don't consume it. So that is what I wanted to share in this video. I just wanted to share why you should stop reading the news or watching the news, because it is actually doing more harm than good. First point that I want to cover here is about the accuracy and how accurate the news you read or watch is. So the thing is that today the internet has reached so much more and many people have access to it. So someone giving you a news is not probably something new, because you may already have read it somewhere else, because internet is so vastly reachable now. So today the challenge for any news media is not to report the news, but rather to report the news the first, or the first to become to report that particular news. Because if you are late, or if someone else does that before you, you lose out on a lot of TRP, you lose out on a lot of viewership. And when you try to do that, when you try to actually give news faster and quicker, you lose out on accuracy. So you are going to have a lot of news which you will hear, and after some time you will understand that it was a fake news, because people were just worried about giving you the news first, and that's where they lost out on accuracy. The second reason that I want to share is that we always feel that news will impact us, and that's why we read it. But if you actually look back at all the news you have read till now, you will realize that most of it is not going to impact you in any way. The number of COVID cases are not going to impact you in any way. And many such other negative news which you hear every day, numbers or facts which are going on around the world, they will not impact you in any way if you really think about it. But we just read the news because we feel it is important, without even understanding if it is going to impact us in any way. So if it is not going to impact you, there is no point in reading it. Just move on with your life and work on things that will actually impact your life. The third reason that I want to share is that if you have observed this, whenever you are reading the news, you will realize that more often than not, the news is reported is negative. They try to report negative news because they feel it grabs more eyeballs and many more people will want to read it. And it is natural. When you tell people that the world is in a disarray, the world is not doing very well, there are bad things happening everywhere, people want to read that, people want to know more about it. If there is something which is normal and it happens every day, that thing will not be reported. But if there is one thing which is negative, or there is one thing which has caused some harm to someone, that is going to be reported. And that is why you will feel that the world is not in a good state. There is a lot of bad things happening everywhere, there are a lot of negative things happening everywhere, but that is what was actually reported. There are so many other good things which are not reported, but we don't get access to that. The last reason that I want to share is about numbers. So you will find this when you read news over a period of time, that in the news they more often than not report numbers. They feel that numbers are going to grab more attention, numbers will try to reach more people. Because if you tell people that 1000 people were affected by some incident or some accident, it feels a lot terrifying. But if you convert that 100 into a probability, you will realize that the probability of that event happening is hardly any, because there are so many other people in the world, there are so many other things in the world that the probability of that event is so tiny, but 1000, it feels like such a big number to us, and we feel it is going to impact us. We feel it is going to have some kind of negative impact on our life also, and we tend to read it. So these are all the things which news makes us feel that our life is going to be impacted by some X event that happens 1000 kilometers away from where we live, and that's not true. But because the news is so easily reachable to us, we feel the event is happening right near us, and we feel anxious about it. We feel that something like that might happen to us as well, but the probability is so low, and we don't ever stop to think about probability. So I do want you all to understand this thing, that whenever you read news, negative news or any kind of news, try to think about the probability of that event happening in your life. If it is so tiny, you don't need to even think about it. Just move on with your life and work on things which will impact your life in a much greater manner. Work on the goals which you have in your life. Work on building a kind of income for yourself. Work on the things which you have been delaying for so long, because they will impact your life and not this news. And I will tell you one thing today, that I don't consume any kind of news. I have blocked every way in which news could reach me. I have blocked news pages on my social media apps. I don't have any news apps installed on my phone. I even turned off the Google News, which automatically used to get notified on my phone. So, and I am not feeling left out at all. It's not impacting me in any way. So if it is needed for your career or for your exams or for your job, then you should do it. But otherwise, I don't think it is really important to read the news. You can do it if it is related to your career, because it directly impacts you. Otherwise, there is no need to read the news, and you can just go about your life ignoring it. You won't feel left out at all. So do consider all these things before reading the news and consuming the news. And I hope this video was helpful, and if you found it useful, do press the like button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.